Well, I've known Andrea Richmond, Councilmember Richmond, for well over 20 years, going back to when I was mayor and she was on the city council. Obviously, she represented the north side very well, and she let you know she was from the north side. And she was a very popular representative, you know, based upon the fact that she was elected over and over and over again. And then, of course, she served on the county board also. The thing I liked about Councilmember Richmond was that she basically was not part of any little clique down here. Sometimes, you know, little friendships develop, you know, a little 5 or 6 here, 5 or 6 there. But she thought for herself. She was independent and worked hard, always came to the city council meetings ready to go and knowledgeable about what was on the agenda. And it was a pleasure to work with her. And she was kind to me, and I enjoyed her.
So Andrea, it's been an amazing 6 years with you, and I can only imagine how difficult it was for you back in '89 when you became a council member. You have been a trailblazer for other women who wanted to be involved in local government, and I cannot thank you enough for that. I think that you've been an amazing role model, and as a recent council member, I feel like I've had a way easier time because you've made it so much easier because you fought so many of these battles, and so thank you for that. I think that one of the things that you can be most proud of is your drive and desire to do what's best for the Northsiders, and I can't imagine too many people that would argue that. Sometimes as a woman, when you have a disagreement and you think differently, you are perceived as in a not so positive way. But I think that that is you, and that is you as a woman who's had to work really hard in the position that you've served over these years. So your community service will never be forgotten. So Scott is an amazing guy. I'm so thankful that have been on council with you over the years. Your sense of humor has always been extremely helpful, and I'm definitely going to miss that. Another wonderful thing about you, Scott, is that we could always rely on you to listen and do what you thought was the best thing to do for constituents. And you've proven time and time again that it's okay to change your mind. And the neat thing is that you've always explained why. No one ever had to ask you, well, why did you change your opinion? So you will greatly be missed. And as a Northside council member, I'm going to do my darndest to represent the Northside, and I'm confident that whenever issues come up, I will be asking, well, what would Scott say? What would Scott ask? So I wish you the best on the school board, and they are lucky to have you.
Scott, I got to know you better on city council. It was fun on J&A when we sat next to each other. Obviously, if there was a tug of war, our side would have won. I'm looking forward to following your career now in the school board, and I'm guessing if I run for re-election on the county board, that'll be your next move, so maybe we'll be serving together again. Andrea, there's so much I want to say and probably can't remember everything to say. I used to call you before you weren't even my alderman, but I knew I could call you and get help with things. Met you and we became lifelong friends when we both ran for mayor in 2008. And other than you being my unofficial mentor in the council, thank you for everything. You've meant so much to me and you've done so much for the city. The city is going to miss you so much, but it's time for you to go out and have some fun. Scott?
Hello, Vicki Markison here to wish Andrea Richmond well. You know, most of my professional life, Andrea has just always been there. It's kind of odd to think of it that way, whether it was as a TV reporter, whether it was with the Builders Association, Seven Rivers Alliance, but of course, my work with the North Crosse Business Association particularly. She has always been encouraging. It is always well known that when you want something done on the north side, you propose it to Andrea first. But I have found her always candid. I love candid people, so I really appreciate that about Andrea Richmond. Most people, of course, know that she was that voice on county board as well. And I think many of us know it takes courage to step up. It takes courage to get those phone calls on every possible topic, and Andrea navigated it well. So she is going to be dearly missed by the North Crosse Business Association, by those who just appreciate her taking phone calls and texts and giving many of us the time and the thoughtful consideration for what we are either talking to her about or also just listening to her perspective on things. So I wish you well, Andrea Richmond. Thank you so very much for your service. Nothing says fun like Scott Neumeister. So, of course, he can be serious, as we all know. He does serve on the North Crosse Business Association board. So happy that he's going on to the school board as well. But what I appreciate about Scott is he is not afraid to speak his mind, and he is a master at doing it respectfully. So you listen. You may or may not agree with him, but because of how he does it, you just listen and say, that's a good point, right? And that's what you want. You want people who may have a different opinion than you do, or you may agree with them, but doing it with respect. I think that epitomizes Scott.
Scott, I want to thank you for the years on JNA and Council. What you have brought was a sense of humor, and you have lifted us out of some dark times when we went through COVID with your lightheartedness and really showing us the humanity in all of us in difficult times. So I will miss the jokes and the smiles, and I wish you good luck on your future endeavors. Councilmember Richmond, you have been a mentor and a friend. I'm honored to say a few words of gratitude. As a freshman council member, you welcomed me and made me feel valued and included. I watched you serve the city with honesty, integrity, compassion, and grit. I admire your inner strength and perseverance. I and your 6 female colleagues stand on your shoulders. You have lifted us all. While we could differ on policy, you were always willing and open to difficult conversations. You have taught me the importance of separating those policy differences from personal relationships with colleagues. Thank you for that. Andrea, I say goodbye to you with love and respect, my colleague and my friend.
So Andrea, what an amazing 30-year history of serving this community. I don't think I need to tell you how much I look up to you and respect you, and I thank you for being a mentor to me as well as so many other past council members. You truly paved the way for women to serve in this community on the city council and in other public service opportunities. And everywhere we look, we can say thanks to you for your hard work and your tenacity, and for being willfully defiant when the forces of politics oppose your way. And I just want to say that, at least to me, you're the eternal city mother of La Crosse. Well, Scott, congratulations on your election to the school board. I have to say it's been a pleasure to serve with you on the city council. Your talent, your smarts, your diligence, and your hard work is something that will be truly missed by the city. You've definitely left a positive mark on the north side and the city as a whole, and we're definitely a better place to live because of what you've done. And I wish you nothing but success in all of your future goals and endeavors, and just know that I think the world of you.
Councilmember Richmond, congratulations on your incredible service to the people of La Crosse, serving on the La Crosse Common Council, La Crosse County Board, so many committees, the Aviation Board, and all the others. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart just how much I enjoyed working with you over the years, and just what your service has meant to the people of this community. La Crosse, frankly, is a better place because of you. Well, I want to congratulate Scott Neumeister on on your just wonderful years of service to the people of La Crosse, and I understand you're on to the school board now, so congrats on that as well. But in my time as mayor, Scott, I really enjoyed your service on the council and on the various committees. I think, it's clear just how important your family is and how important La Crosse is, and your pride and just how you represented the North Side as well are things that I remember fondly to this day.